Leonard in Beaumont, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Pretty good.
What you got
Hello?
today, Leonard?
You're live on the air. What's your question?
Oh, I had wanted to ask you guys if y'all ever heard of a lady named Tracy Alexander.
Tracy Alexander.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I had got a book from her a couple of years ago that had me exploring the whole atheism thing.
Okay.
And she had she was into religion real heavy for studied different religions, and she came to the conclusion that there is no God, and she feels that most religious people, that the main religious people, probably came to the same conclusion too, but they're not admitting it because they basically capitalize on people that does believe in God.
There's some debate about that, right? You wonder with some people whether they really believe it or whether they're doing some sort of cynical thing. It's hard to prove, though.
Yeah, we don't have, I have no doubt, and by the way, if you've got the stream going, you may want to turn it down because I'm hearing a little echo, but I have no doubt that there are people...
Is it better?
I guess so. I have no doubt that there are people who don't actually believe the things that they talk about, because I have good reason to think that there are liars and people who are intentionally out to deceive and make money and exploit other people. But I don't know how many of the religious leaders, for example, fall into that category when it's much easier to explain it as they sincerely believe that they've just made errors in thinking, or that they are convinced for whatever reason. And they might believe and still exploit people for money and whatever else. I'm reluctant to, I'm still hearing the echo, but I'm reluctant to assert somebody else's motivation, to pretend that I can actually climb in their head and figure out, no, they don't really believe, they're lying. Now, certainly there are times when we can figure out that somebody's being dishonest, but I don't know if that's a majority of religious leaders or not.
And I think there are a lot of people who go to church that no longer believe. I think they just go through the motions, or a lot of folks just go through the motions, or they go along to get along, or go along to please their wife or whatever, or because they like the community aspects of it. So I think there's a lot of non-believers in the pews as well.
Well, the conclusion where she actually came up with is the fact that in the journey of a man is to basically have his own authority, and she was like, you can't do that if you're constantly worshiping God. You would always have to follow God's authority, and that goes outside of man's human nature.
Well, I think there is some infantilism going on in that, daddy's going to spank you when you get home sort of thing. You have to ask God for permission to do this or that, or it's everything you do is filtered through this lens of religion. I agree with that point. That makes sense to me. But there's a lot of atheist authors out there with a lot of different viewpoints, and I encourage you to be skeptical of everything you read, even if it comes from an atheist. And check out a lot of different things. There's a lot of good literature out there, a lot of good arguments and things.
Yeah, I just read a lot of different things. I listen to y'all show a lot.
Okay.
Listen to a lot of y'all old shows that have me thinking about a lot of stuff, like a lot about the homosexuals and the marriages and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I really don't.
This might be a big week in that area.
Yeah, I personally, as far as homosexuals get married, I don't condone being a homosexual, but I think I don't support any type of gay rights, but I support human rights, and I think it's your right as a human to marry whoever you want.
Sounds
and
good.
It's there's a
I don't know if I'd say it sounds good.
Well, human rights. If you're basing everything in human rights, I think you'll often get the right answer, or the answer I would get. How about that?
I guess the good thing is that nobody's waiting. Nobody cares whether or not somebody else condones what they do. You know, this is about not preventing people from exercising their rights.
Right.
Although it'd be nice.
I think, to me, it's like what religion does is like whatever they don't like, they specify it by sticking like God wouldn't like it either thing. That's what I don't like about religion. Like whatever they don't like, they try to stop it.
Yep.
And regardless of what it is, and then they stick God into it, which makes it like better for the nation, I guess, to be on their side. I think the best way to get back at gay people is for you not to be gay yourself.
There you go.
And just, I mean, I don't understand why they like all this protesting.
Okay,
and
I'm down with that. All you people who are hating on the gays, don't be gay yourself. That's brilliant. That's the best thing you could do.
Most of the time, most of the people that are gay are actually Christians. So
yeah,
well,
that's a sad thing.
I guess. Anyway,
one more question.
Sure, go ahead.
I asked this question on like a Yahoo thing, and it got like a lot of hitbacks. Do you think that like it seemed to me like most intelligent people aren't dumb enough to believe in a God? And when I'm not trying to like
So here's the thing.
Fun or point fingers, but it's like I said like isn't it funny how our most intelligent people such as scientists and things like and people of those titles actually try to find out if there really is a God, and so they're more skeptical. And then there's people who that just follow, anything.
So the key. I don't know what's going on in the background. The key here, Leonard, is that I don't equate this with being stupid or dumb or an IQ or anything. It's more about information. I was a Christian for 25 plus years, and my IQ didn't go up. That's not why I was an atheist. It's just access to different information and learning about how to process it more reliably. And that's why education is a good indicator. And the fact that somebody's educated doesn't necessarily mean they're smarter than anybody else. And there are plenty of well-educated and very smart theists of all different stripes. It's just, we can make mistakes. Or maybe they have access to information that they somehow can't relay to anybody. But anyway, thanks for the call, Leonard. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.